You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, if you've been paying attention, Harrison Butker is under fire, the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. And he has been taking a lot of flames from the left. They're losing their mind. It's become a national story on the left side of the aisle. MSNBC, CNN, etc. They're all taking shots at the kicker for what was a very reasonable and lucid commencement speech at a Catholic school, at a Catholic college. It's one of the best speeches. Some are calling it the greatest commencement speech they've ever heard. But he's been taking a lot of flames out there, and it's been getting very ugly. There's a petition right now that's got like nearly 200,000 signatures to have him kicked out of the NFL. It makes no sense. Well, surprisingly enough, there's a lot of times lately, the last, say, 18 months, Bill Maher, of all people, has come out and he's making a lot of sense these days. Now, he's still got a massive blind spot for Trump, but nonetheless, there are a lot of things that he calls out on the left that just doesn't make a lot of sense to him. And I think what's really an indictment of all the backlash, which Bill Maher's speaking out about here, is the fact that Bill Maher's an atheist. And he's coming out and he's defending Harrison. And Bill Maher's just coming out and saying, I don't understand what he said that's so bad. I don't get it. What's the problem? I think a lot of common sense Americans feel the same way. What's the issue here exactly? So Bill Maher, of course, Real Time with Bill Maher was last night. And he has come out and he has made these comments. This is the Vigilant Fox on X, a really damn good account to follow. And this is what Bill Maher had to say. And look, Bill Maher's been pissing off the left a lot, like I said, over the last 18 months. And all you have to do is, after you know Real Time was on, go on X on a Saturday morning and you will see liberals, leftists, and radicals now calling Bill Maher sexist, racist. They have been for quite some time. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's listen to this.
He said, some of you, talking to the women here, some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world. Okay, that seems fairly modern. But I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I don't see what the big crime is. I really don't. And I think this is part of the problem people have with the left, is that lots of people in this country are like this. Like he's saying, some of you may go on to lead successful careers, but a lot of you are excited about this other way that everybody used to be. And now can't that just be a choice too? And I feel like they feel very put upon, like there's only one way to be a good person. And that's to get an advanced degree from one of those asshole factories like Harvard.
And, of course, he destroys Harvard in there, which is a bonus slam dunk at the end, which has turned into a complete lunatic radical university. But he's right. And what's crazy is all this backlash from completely lucid and reasonable comments made during this commencement speech. I still don't get it. I still don't understand the outrage. And this is one of the problems with the left right now, is people cannot have freedom of thought without running the risk of people trying to take your job away, your employment, which is what they're trying to do. And the NFL came out and made this awful statement earlier in the week, trying to distance themselves. They should be wrapping their arms around Harrison right now. It would make their league look a lot better, because they made a whole lot of comments about him, but they're unbelievably silent about Rashee Rice right now. And that's sort of part of the problem with the NFL and everything they've got going on. So, Catholic Vote has come out and sent a letter to the NFL. Now, if Catholic Vote sounds familiar to you, well, they should. This is the organization that made the video absolutely crushing the LA Dodgers over the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence or whatever it was when they hosted LGBTQ Pride Month. You know, that blasphemous group of dudes dressed up as nuns with their faces painted. This is the group that came down and crushed the Dodgers for having hosted that fiasco to begin with. So, here we go with the Catholic Vote organization. Butker's comments, this is Outkick, have drawn both praise and criticism from everywhere, but it's interesting to see the polar opposite reactions from groups of Butker's fellow Catholics. Yeah, there's some nuns in here that actually come out and are speaking out against Harrison. Hey, guys, look, some inside the Catholic organization have become radical leftists. I mean, supposedly Biden's a Catholic. Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. You can't be supporting baby killing and be part of that situation. Let's start with Catholic Vote, which describes itself on its website as America's top Catholic advocacy organization. The group's president, Brian Birch, sent a letter addressed to both NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and Chiefs Chairman and CEO Clark Hunt. I may have something coming on the Chiefs later today. Quote, I am writing today on behalf of millions of Catholics across the United States in support of Harrison Butker of the Kansas City Chiefs, Birch wrote. The growing hatred, intimidation, and now threats of violence against him for publicly defending our deeply held beliefs represent the worst kind of anti-Catholic bigotry and cannot be tolerated. I agree. Birch went on to question the league's recent statements condemning Butker. Quote, a recent statement by the league distancing itself from Butker for his remarks calls into question your commitment to genuine diversity and inclusion. Oh yeah, the NFL's all for inclusion, as long as it's ideals from the radical left. You start leaning right, they're going to step in and the NFL's got issues. Man, sometimes it is incredibly hard to watch this league. Quote, indeed, the NFL proudly boasts that it honors and celebrates the broad ranges of human difference among us while also embracing the commonalities we share to provide each individual with opportunity to achieve their full potential. Does this inclusion include Catholics, pro-life Americans, mothers, and those who hold traditional moral beliefs? Question mark? It's a great question. It's a great question to ask the NFL. By the way, Butker's jersey is sold out. All women's sizes are sold out. What does that tell you? A lot of women support him. Birch ended the letter with a call for the NFL to not send a message to Catholics that you're not welcome at the NFL table. He then paraphrased Michael Jordan's famous Republicans wear sneakers too, quotes, Catholics watch NFL games too. So it's clear Catholic Vote is basically warning the NFL. Look, you better be careful here. You don't want to turn into the LA Dodgers. You don't want this to turn into a Kaepernick situation because the NFL, whether people like to acknowledge it or not, the NFL lost millions of viewers there for about 3 or 4 years because of Colin Kaepernick. That happened. The NFL only started bouncing back about the last 2 to 3 years from that Kaepernick fiasco back in 2016. Yeah, you think that's something? Man, I'm going to tell you, that pride fallout with the Dodgers exploded for a full maybe 6 weeks, carrying into the All-Star game last year. This whole situation, the NFL's walking a tightrope now. They better be careful because if they go after religion, I keep talking about things that could eventually sink the league and drop it off its pedestal. Here we are. This is one of those things, folks. Again, MLB used to be the largest sport in the country in the 70s and 80s into the 90s. Now they only draw ratings on a regional level. NFL, you want a little of that? Because you pee in the face of religion, you'll get some of that. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.